Join me for a private tour of the Serbian royal palace, known as Beli Dvor or the White Palace.
So the palace was built from 1924 to 1929 by the wish of King Alexander to be the private home of the royal family of Serbia and then Yugoslavia. First, the royal family of Serbia and then Yugoslavia lived in the palace in Terazija Square, but that palace was next to the street and every passenger could see in one of the rooms. To, let's say, keep the privacy of the royal family, King Alexander purchased this property from his private funds.
Okay.
Even he paid the taxes for it. It was
Wow.
a little bit unusual for one king, but he wanted to have the private house for himself and the royal family. When he got the first son, King Peter II, basically he got the idea to raise up here this beautiful building named Royal Palace after him because he lived here with his family. In the entrance hall, you can see the frescoes that are copies from the Serbian monasteries Sopoceni and Dejani. These three arrived after the Second World War and are located in the entrance hall because the palace was very well damaged during the Second World War. Nazis attacked this palace and they bombed 3 times per day.
Oh, 3 times, wow.
Yeah. So a lot of parts of the palace were damaged during the bombing, plus they were inside, they took away with them a lot of the artwork, so everything had to be rescheduled, let's say, after the war. That's why these 3 arrived here, because President Tito used this palace as a hotel for foreign delegations.
Excellent.
So he never lived here, he never slept here, but he only used the blue salon. I'm going to introduce you a little bit. I don't know, at first I thought to go to the library and then to the salon.
Okay.
It's in the royal family for his own purposes.
Excellent.
So now we're going to the library.
All right. I love libraries. One of my dreams is to have a beautiful home library, not a closet, a beautiful library. Think of like Beauty and the Beast. Okay, back to the tour.
The royal palace for Živoj Nikolić, he was a Serbian architect, and 2 Russians, Nikolai Krasnov and Viktor Lukomsky, who did the ornaments. There you can see the beautiful ceiling that is hand painted. Nikolai Krasnov had his fingers into decorating the palace, and concretely in the library, of course, you can see the part of the book collection. Before the Second World War, we counted around 50,000 books.
Wow, 50,000 books. So it's really like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. King Alex. Even we still do have a lot of very rare books from even 19th century, etc. Queen Maria.
I just have a question. So what languages are these books in?
We have in Serbian, of course, in English, in French. Alexander had an amazing book collection. He was a book lover and he really collected very important editions of some books. Here in the Royal Palace you will see, for example, in his private office in French, because he spoke French fluently, even he considered France as his second homeland. The destiny was he to be murdered there on 9 October 1934 in Marseille by Macedonian and Croatian terroristic groups.
Oh, wow. Okay.
His life. The first one, the white one, represents King Peter II as 11 years old child. He became a king after his father's assassination, and when he was only 17, he formally took over the rule in Yugoslavia after the demonstrations on 27th of March. So you can see here how he looked at the moment. He basically became the youngest monarch in the world who struggled against Nazis during the Second World War. Unfortunately, King Peter II didn't have enough experience because he just started his school in the military academy, and when the Second World War started, some members of Yugoslavian government obligated him to continue the war from London together with the other members of European royal families.
Wow.
And Yugoslavia in 1945 became a republic. Royal family had to stay, unfortunately, in exile. King Peter, after 1941, never came back to Yugoslavia. He died in the United States. but his son, Crown Prince Alexander, and his family could come back here in 2001 when the government of Serbia allowed them to come back and to live in Serbia. Beside these two busts, you can see the bust of Petar Petrović Njegoš. It's the work of Tome Rosenić. He was also the ancestor of King Alexander of Yugoslavia because his mother was Montenegrin princess. And plus, he dedicated his famous work to Duke Karađorđević, the founder of Karađorđević dynasty. So, to, let's say, pay a tribute to his ancestor, King Alexander ordered this sculpture to be made and to be put here in the library.
Very nice.
Also, here you can see the autoportrait of Ivan Meštrović. He was a friend of King Alexander and very famous Yugoslavian artist. He did amazing artworks during the period of King Alexander, and because of friendship and plus he was for Yugoslavia, a lot of his artworks are still located in the palace. But I would like to show you especially the globe behind of you, because the globe is a very unique art piece.
Can I touch it or?
Yeah.
Okay. No. Okay. Okay. Beautiful globe.
Yeah, it was made in 18th century by Vincenzo Corneli. It's interesting to mention that he represented the constellations, so it's not the, let's say, the common globe as we know. So you can see the zodiac signs as well, and there you can see in Arabic and in Italian. In the palace arrived in 1932 as a gift to King Alexander. It was very well kept, even during the Second World War, because it was hidden.
Now we are moving on to the blue salon.
Blue salon got named after this beautiful blue carpet that has the symbols of the monarchy, which is the double-headed eagle. I will mention you more in the basement because this symbol was erased after the Second World War thanks to the new government because they didn't support the monarchy, and they constantly removed and replaced with some other symbols. In this salon, you can feel that you are in France because furniture looks like to the furniture of the French kings Louis XIV and Louis XV, Louis XVI, and it's the special type, the goblins that were made into the furniture. Also, you can see historical photos on the tables. On the first one, you can see the pictures of King Alexander and the Queen Maria of Yugoslavia, the couple who built this palace, couple who lived here. So this is the King Alexander, the Queen Maria. She was Romanian princess. On the second table, the eldest one, King Peter II. Mid child, Prince Tomislav, and the youngest, Prince Andrei. It's interesting to mention that the King Alexander gave the names to his children after the three, let's say, main nations in the kingdom of firstly Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, later of Yugoslavia. So the custom, the tradition was that the heir of the throne should be given the name of his grandfather, which is Peter. So that's why King Peter the second got named after his grandfather, King Peter I. Tomislav got named after Croatian Tomislav, and Andrei was very popular in Slovenia in that time. So with these names, King Alexander would like to close this three unity idea to the rest of the people in Yugoslavia. In 1944, King Peter II married the Princess Alexandra of Greece and Denmark. She was the daughter of the King Alexander of Greece, and they got the son, Crown Prince Alexander, in July 1945. Same year, in November, the new government of Yugoslavia abolished the monarchy and they confiscated everything, including the palace where we are now. So the royal family had to stay in exile until 1991. They could not come back. In 1991, Crown Prince Alexander arrived with his family in October, but they were allowed just to visit Yugoslavia, so still not to live. 10 years later, in 2001, the government of Serbia allowed them to come back and to live here in Serbia. Now in the golden room or Palmaviki room, the first name got after the beautiful ceiling and the second name after the painting that you can see here in front of you. Jacopo Palmavicchio was a famous Italian artist, and he has represented a moment that actually represents devotion between ordinary man and the little Jesus Christ. In 1931, King Alexander purchased this painting, and we since that time have in our collection. Also, you can see the two round-framed paintings that Italians call them tondo, and you can see on this one especially the little Jesus Christ with the Holy Virgin and two angels. Also, I need to mention these two cassons that people used as a wardrobe in the 15th century. They were made in Florence, and from outside you can see the buckles of Alexander the Great. King Alexander got these two as a wedding gift in 1922, and these two arrived as a gift because of comparison between King Alexander of Yugoslavia with the Alexander the Great after the First World War. Because Serbia won in that war, actually we succeeded to keep our independence. Unfortunately, we were occupied, and the war lasted 4 years, and we succeeded to be still in the dining room of the royal palace. The first thing that you can see is the tapestry from 18th century that represents the victory of Alexander the Great in front of the Persian Emperor Dario. This one was made in 18th century, and it was a part of the royal collection before the Second World War. Across this tapestry you can see the three portraits of the three last monarchs of Yugoslavia, three last kings, King Peter I and the King Alexander. This one is the work of Spiro Bocevic from 1920, and there you can see the moment in the First World War when King Peter I, because you can see he was very old and sick, and he had to give all his duties to his son Alexander, who became the regent and supreme leader of Serbian army. But both of them, and father and the son, participated in each battle. That's why they were so beloved among the people. King Alexander, in 1924, you can see his portrait on the horseback. It's the work of George Scott, French painter who was war reporter during the First World War, and he was so delighted with the Serbian army, especially with the desire of Serbs to liberate the country and to come back, because unfortunately, as I mentioned, we were under the occupation of Austro-Hungarian monarchy, and he followed everything when he became the prominent painter between two wars. He painted a lot of moments from the war, including the Supreme Leader. And the last one is King Peter II, unknown artist. Whoever made this painting made after the scam of Thomas Krizman, Croatian painter from 1935. So that's why you can see the little King Peter as a child when he was only 11 years old, actually, when he became a king. It was the private part of the royal palace. King Alexander spent here his free time with the children, relatives, but also he used especially next room, the room of whispers, for very important meetings. This part of the palace was done only by Nikolai Krasnov and his team, the Russian architect, and that's why you can feel this Oriental style.
Very Oriental.
Yeah, because he brought this Russian influence to Serbia, actually to Yugoslavia in that time, to Belgrade, after the October Revolution. Everything is in a fresco style, so it's not a wallpaper, everything is hand painted, so you can see how amazing it is. And in the entrance hall, I would like to show you the sculpture, only saved sculpture, the Queen Maria made. In 1936, 2 years after her husband's death, she made this beautiful sculpture called the Night in Contemplation. Here you can see the monogram M, and thanks to this monogram, this sculpture was saved.
Wow.
And it's her only saved work.
Wow. I mean, can you tell me about the pillars and is this like hand carved?
Yes, it is. Wow. It is.
How long did it take to build?
5 years. Wow. 5 years.
Amazing.
And now we're gonna show you the room of whispers. This one is an amazing room. King Alexander used a very, very old technique for preventing the spying here.
Ooh.
And that's why I said he used for very important meetings. So he had a special seat, this chair, because he could see from the mirror potential spies.
Ooh.
To be 100% sure that nothing will get out from the room, he would use the fountain. That's why he would unlock the fountain, water would start to flow, and the potential spies could not hear what they were talking about.
Does this still fountain work?
No, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Today is just a story. Yeah, I know. But during his time, he used this for preventing the spying. Concretely, this room was done after the composition 1001 Night, and there you can see the real scene with the fairy tales reading.
Yes, I've read the book 1001 Arabian Nights. The fairy tale, okay.
It's the composition by Nikolai Korsakov, so it's not the same.
It's not the same, but still, it's just a very whimsical room.
Drawings, let's say, of Asians, just to cover the symbol of the monarchy. So behind of the drawing, you can see the leg. Here you can see the wing, and up you can see the head of the double-headed eagle, the symbol of the monarchy that should be replaced after 1945. Unfortunately, but you can see how time is passing what was firstly on the wall.
This is absolutely stunning.
Stunning. A lot of stories, a lot of...
Yes, I love these natural like arcs and stuff. This is all handmade. Sorry, hand carved. Like, wow. This must have been so much work.
Room, because here you can see the presentation of the Serbian folk poem, the Beli Dvor. Wow. The man with the crown and the blue dress was only emperor in Serbian history. Actually, his son Uroš as well, but he was the most powerful ruler in that time. He ruled Serbia in 14th century, and during his time we had the golden era of Serbia. He belonged to the Nemanjić dynasty. King Alexander respected a lot this dynasty, and that's why he decided to have this important Serbian folk poem in his castle. I
have a question, because by the old train station there is that big statue, and people told me that's the big statue, the guy on the helmet, that's the Nemanja.
It's definitely Nemanja, also from Nemanjić.
Yeah, so same dynasty, Nemanja. That's why I recognize that name. Yes. I was just like, Nemanja, I've seen that big statue. Okay, so same dynasty. Yeah. Very nice.
And here you can see the lyrics that describes each scene that is presented on the wall.
Let me see if I can read this. So, Miloš uze čevojke zarijuke sve tri podi. Okay, this will take me forever to read, but I am working on I could read at least some Cyrillic.
Bravo. No, it's amazing actually. The whole poem actually is very amazing, and it presents one of the very important occasions in his life, the political revolution. And in this room, I'm leading you to the private cinema. Yes, we are in the private cinema of King Alexander and Queen Maria. He got the idea to have the private place from where he could follow up situation not only in the Kingdom of Yugoslavia but generally the whole world. During King Alexander's time you had no sound movies and black and white movies.
Oh, okay.
No sound movies. That means that we had a piano. So behind of the pier one, we had a piano, and the person who played the piano gave the sound to those non-sound movies.
I see. There's chess. So there's a little chess room.
Yes, we as well had the chess. Beautiful. Also, it's an interesting story to tell you because of the color. The first lights were green. To match the color, architects got the idea to paint everything in a green because of the reflection. Behind of you still is the little projector from the past times in the projection hall, and thanks to the reflection you could see the movie. That's why everything was matched, actually, the color, the green color. It was the only room as well that Tito used. He never slept in the palace, but he used the cinema for watching his favorite westerns. He had a special time for movies, the cowboy movies, and he had a special seat. You will see it now in the gallery, and the rest of the guests were sitting here in this area where you are now. And we are now next to the armchair where Tito had a special place, his seat. So he actually followed up everything from that place, including the guests, the movies, etc. Why I'm mentioning this? Because behind of you can see the ornament that was made after the war, covering the double-headed eagle, the symbol of the monarchy. So whenever you had the symbol of the monarchy, which is the double-headed eagle, everything had to be removed after the war.
Okay.
So smoking room or for playing cards. This room King Alexander used only for smoking cigarettes. Why he never permitted his children to be around him while he was smoking. In the palace concretely, you had no smoking area, and he only made this one for that use because of the natural ventilation. Behind of the let's say fake window, you can see the real one. Oh. So you can see it's the natural ventilation because this part is, let's say, on the upper level than the rest of the basement area. Tito also loved spending his time in this room playing cards, and once he was sitting and he was thinking about something. He looked up to the ceiling, so in the corner you can see the 5-pointed star, now the symbol of the communism. You can see? Can you?
Yeah, I think so. Can we, where?
No. Oh. Just I will show you here.
Okay.
There is.
Okay.
So, on that place, you had the symbol of the double-headed eagle. It was the last room where they changed anything.
Okay.
Tito actually saw that it was not changed, and he ordered it to be removed immediately. So that's why on purpose they have put the star just to mark the new era. And you can see, for example, the colors are not the same. So it is visible that it was changed after the Second World War. Also, here you can see two paintings by Ivan Bilibin, the Russian artist that were the part of the royal collection before the Second World War. And now we will go to the church. So we are in the private church of the Saint Andrew I called. It's the private church of the royal family. And this one was built from 1924 to 1935 by the wish of King Alexander to be the private church. And still we do respect that wish. The church was damaged during the period of communism because they didn't believe in a God, and they would like to show that the church will never have same rights as the church had during the period of the King Alexander. So one of the partisans stand here where I am now. They shot the Jesus Christ's forehead, and still you can see the bullet on the forehead after 1945. The church was used as a storage room, and it was first time opened after the war in the late 50s when Haile Selassie, Ethiopian Tsar, was on the official visit to Yugoslavia. So he was Orthodox, he would like to pray to God here, but Tito decided to postpone the visit in one day because everything was in a mess. So they had to clean up the church, and they saw that the icon with the Holy Virgin and the Jesus Christ is missing. What they did, they brought here some painter to repaint the icon. So you can see this one was made of the simple wood with the colors for the paintings, not for the icons. And if you compare these two, the real one and the fake one, you're going to see the differences. After that, they closed the door. Maybe they opened 2 or 3 more times. So it was officially opened in 2001 when the royal family came back.
Okay, so we are outside and we are at the end of the tour. The view of Belgrade is so stunning, and they have beautiful rose gardens. I'm really thankful to have this private tour, and if you want to do an individual tour, group tour, there is the Royal Serbia website and you can book a tour, and the tour is about 45 minutes to an hour. I mean, it'll be longer if you want to take some pictures and videos like myself, but on a stunning and beautiful day, it is really amazing. So thank you so much to the Royal Palace of Serbia for letting me take a tour and promote like how beautiful and rich in history this family is. So see you next time, everyone. Bye.